Welcome. I'm Ryan, setthepacetriathlon.com, and we're doing another live video. I'm talking about IRONMAN Des Moines 2022 specifically, because I'm going to be there with you, and I'm very much vested in that. And I'm doing the race, and my athletes are doing the race, so we're going to go over the athlete guide and go over what information is in there and what you should probably hone in on when you're getting ready for the race day, because there's been tons of questions on different Facebook groups asking about time cutoffs and all this, that, and the other, and schedules, and where's everything at. It's all on there. They've got, even the event schedule has a map of everything on all the locations. So we're going to go through the athlete guide specifically. So settle in for a minute. For live, I've got comments pulled up, so if you're watching this video and you have any questions, you can always put them there. I'll look to the other screen every once in a while and make sure to see if we have any questions. And if I don't see any, I'm just going to roll through. We're going to try to do it as quick as possible and concise as possible, so nod off while I'm talking about the athlete guide, because I think it is important that we know what's in there and we understand it. So hopefully no other notifications or anything pop up on my screen while we're going through it. So let's get into it. So I'm in Des Moines. Hit the website. Go down to athletes, and then you have the athlete guide. And if you hit the athlete guide button to download it, here it is. Now you can't see it in the picture here, but it's 53 pages long. So it used to be I would just print them out and then staple together, and that would be what I'd use specifically. Like right now, I'm going to print off the guide so that I can go around and if I have any questions or when I'm driving there or anything like that, I can just pull it out. I know locations, I can get addresses on there, all this good stuff. But I specifically now, I'll go through and print only certain pages, because if you print all 53 pages, even if you front and back, that's still 23, 24 pages worth of information, where some of it is just advertisements and kind of waste your ink to print it out. Now, I do understand, they've got sponsors, they've got people that are satisfied, put the advertisements in the athlete guide, but it doesn't mean you have to print them out and kill your papers and kill your ink. So we're going to run through and talk specifically about which pages I find interesting, what I might print out, and excuse me, clear my throat, get over a little cold thing that the kids brought home from school. It's all good. Should be ready for race day without a problem, but just got that tail end of stuff going on. But let's jump in the athlete guide. So page 1, I always print that off for fun, for grins and giggles. Content, I usually don't print it off, just because I only print off certain pages, so it's all important stuff. If you want to know anything about the race director, he's got a little blurb in here in the welcome section. Sometimes I'll print that off if I got some downtime. I like to read that. Now we'll go later and we'll talk about. You have a link to the event schedule, and I'll go through this with a little bit more fine-tooth comb. I've already done, what you should be doing in race week and arrival and all that kind of fun stuff. So I've kind of already hit the event schedule a little bit. I'll do another video specifically talking about just the event schedule and what's going on. Do know that on bike check-in, the bike check-in is down here, mandatory bike and gear check-in from 10 to 5. I should be there at 3 to 4:30. We're doing a Become One tent. We tried to kick this off in 2019 and 2020, 2021. The pandemic kind of squashed it, but we're bringing it back. So I'm going to be there at the tent at bike check-in. Any questions you got, hopefully I can get you answered. If it's course-specific questions, I definitely go to an athlete briefing and get the information directly from the race director or someone with the Ironman. The crew that's putting, the race director and the race production company and everything that's doing that. But if it's something more about, what do you think about nutrition or bike, or what should I do with this, that, and the other, we'll be there to answer any questions you got, transition, tents, all those kind of fun stuff. I'll be there to answer questions, so you can stop by and see me there. Otherwise, other times they'll have other Become One coaches there as well. So make sure I print off the event schedule just to know where everything's at. Big thing is, races on Sunday. You cannot check in on Saturday unless you have super extenuating circumstances and you've contacted the race director. And we'll go through here. Their information should be in here. But just know that you can't check in on Saturday. That's a big key. So make sure there's plenty of time to get checked in on Friday. Event schedule. So this parking opens at 3:30 a.m. So let's see if they've got a map in here. I think later on in here there'll be a map, but you'll see why parking opens at 3:30, because it's a little bit of a hike from parking to transition if you're going to do that. They've got different areas for shuttles. So if you're going from Cow's Common to the transition area, there's a shuttle there. If you're going from Bell Avenue, there's another parking spot. There's a shuttle there. If you're going to walk, it's a little bit of a hike. So you'll definitely want to give yourself plenty of time to be able to get to the transition area to get everything set up. There's one transition. You'll get access to everything, your gear bags, your bike, and everything to get all final tune-up and set up. And it's a little bit of a walk over to the swim start, so just be ready for that. There's probably a little bit of extra time as far as coordination goes of getting situated and getting out to the swim start. So just make sure that you're aware of the times. Transition opens at 4 a.m. Pro males start at 5:30 a.m., so bright and early for the pro males, 5:37 for females, 5:45 age group swim start. So it's going to be a rolling swim start, so make sure that you get situated according to your swim abilities. Don't get in too fast. Don't get in too slow. We're going to go through the course. The course maps are in here. It's a 2-loop swim, and it's probably going to be a little congested. So if you're not seated right, it's going to be a washing machine out there for you. So event schedule, print off, know it. So you see here, this page is nothing more than big advertisements. Piemonte's beef. Now, it's got to be in here, but I don't print off this page because I don't want to waste my ink, and it serves me no purpose to print off, so I don't print this page off. Athlete check-in, so when, where, what to bring, athlete check-in steps, your race packet will include. So make sure you get all the stuff in your race packet. One year I got through, and for whatever reason, I didn't grab the gear bags, so I had to go back and get the gear bags because I'm like, where am I supposed to put my stuff? It wasn't in the bag. I had to get it separately. So anyway, all this information, I print this page off. To inform Ironman of any emergency during race week, athletes must call their emergency phone number listed below, 813-295-0748, or Des Moines at Ironman.com. Don't forget the S in Des Moines. That is your information line. So if something happens, flights are getting canceled. It's kind of a thing right now. If you're flying in Friday and you already had a tight time situation anyway, and if your flight gets delayed and you're coming in until Saturday, that is the number to call. That is the email to use to say, hey, I've got a problem. My flight got canceled. I can't get in there until Saturday. What are my options? Print this page out. Have it with you just in case you're somewhere and you can't get online. You can't find this information out. Print this page out. Have it. Athlete check-in. Print this page. If I haven't said it, print this page. Don't print that page because advertisement. Pre-race info. I like to get all this stuff. Ironman Village, transition, swim start finish line, parking. So this is all good information to have. Locations of everything with an address. You can put it in Google and you can find it on Google Maps. It's super handy to have. Just in case you are driving in like I'm going to be, and you're driving through and like you want to hit Google because you're like, I want to hit check-in immediately. You put it in Google, then you get there and you do your check-in, you're good to go. All the other information, Ironman Village, practice swim. They do have one on Saturday from 7:30 to 9. That's on the event schedule. So this is information that you must have in order to do the practice swim. So they're going to give you a timing chip so they can make sure that in and out that they get the same number of people that went in the water, that came out of the water, and finished the swim. So just make sure you're aware of that. Mandatory bike and gear check-in, personal safety. I print this page out, have it with me. Venue locations. This is super handy. So they have done a nice little handy map. And usually I'll talk about transitions specifically for races, but I think this one is very handy to have. So you've got the green area, which is the Iron Kids Run, the orange area, which is Waterworks. Well, actually, orange, that's yellow. Waterworks Park, this is transition 1 and 2. This is where everything is going to happen as far as race day goes, where you drop your bike off, your gear off, and all that kind of fun stuff, and where you will go at race morning. The blue area is a swim start, swim finish at Grays Lake. The purple area, that is your parking. So they will have shuttles at the parking area to get you from there to a more convenient location for the transition area. So I did a 70.3 in 2021. I parked and then walked. It's a little bit of a hike. So if you don't want to be walking that far, make sure you get there plenty of time, get situated to be able to get from the parking to transition area. The green, like I said, is Ironman Kids Run. Yellow is Cowles Commons, and that is where Expo and Ironman Village is located. So this is where you're going to be doing your check-in and all that kind of fun stuff. And then red is the finish line, which is right down the street from Cowles Commons, Ironman Village. So afterwards, they will have shuttles that will take you back to transition to get your stuff, but they will not have shuttles to get your stuff back. So if you're staying kind of near Ironman Village area, kind of like my situation, I'm a little bit downtown, so it could be a little bit of a hike, but I mean, I'm planning on probably getting my stuff, and usually I have enough energy that I could push my bike back to my hotel and not be a problem. So I will probably catch a shuttle to the start area, do the race, and then come back, catch a shuttle back, get my stuff, and then walk back to the finish line area in Ironman Village. It's actually kind of convenient, so you can walk along the path of everybody running through, and you can encourage other people as they're going along doing the race and finishing. So I print this page off, have it. It's good to have. Gear bags information. I've done videos of all your transition bags and everything and what to do with them. Print this page off so you have it there for reference as well. Race day info, morning procedures, shuttles and parking, body marking, and aid stations. I've already gone through different aid stations and what the nutrition stuff's going to be on course, but this has the final list. So I print that page just to have it. Course maps. So this is the swim to transition map. So swim finish, then swim exit to transition. You run in, transition to swim start. So this is nice. I got a little map of where to go for all this stuff. I don't print off this page because that's advertisement. Race day info. Print this page off to have it. It has wetsuit information, timing tips, racing timing cutoffs. So if you're worried about cutoffs, this page has the information you need to know. Ironman tracker, just in case your fans want to track you out there on race day. There it is. Post-race info, getting your bike and your gear out, food tent, lost and found, award ceremony. So the day after, if you got a podium, if you're qualifying for Kona, you need to know this information. Award ceremony, check out the event schedule. Medical area, volunteers, race photography, medical area. We don't need medical until you need medical, so make sure you keep that. So I print this page. Don't print this page. Qualifying, if you think you're in danger of qualifying for Kona and doing the World Championship in Kona, Hawaii, it's going back there. Make sure you read this page front and off just in case. Finisher pick, don't print this page off. Swim course, as you can see, it's 2 loops. I've done a video about the swim course, so I print off the maps just to have them just in case. Don't print that page. Advertisement, swim course information, course rules, wetsuit rules. So this is the temperatures. We need it to be 76.1 degrees or less to be wetsuit legal, which, you know, right now the race day temperature is looking about 79 degrees, so hopefully at night it's getting cool enough to cool that Grace Lake down enough that we can wear wetsuits and be all legal about it. This is the page you wanted to have for that information. I print out the swim smart checklist just to have that. I've got checklists too, but just in case, it's never hurts to have more information. Bike course maps, always good to print this off and know it. It is 1 loop, so people will be happy with that. They don't like to do multiple loops. Turn-by-turn directions, I print that off for grins and giggles. It's always good to have if you've got spectators too, if they're coming through and they want to know where you're going on the course so they can track you. Another advertisement page, I'll print that. I print the bike course rules, just to have them so you know them. The bike course information, print that off. Cycle Smart checklist, I print that off. Don't print off advertisement. Bike store and check info. I print this off. You never know. You get your bike out there and it has a problem. You need information on where to take your bike and where you can get it fixed or serviced really quick. They're Ironman Village, Play Try. It's good information to have, so you have their contact info. Don't print this page. So this is your run course. It's going to be 3 loops. So get to know the course, get to love it. So this is good to have just so you know where the course is. And like I said, I print off everything. If you have spectators with you, you can give them the maps too when you're doing the race. Turn-by-turn directions, run course information, I print that. As you can see, it takes a minute for it to load. So run course rules, finish line policy. Make sure you know the finish line policy. You cannot run across the finish line with anybody, family, pets, or anything like that. They'll disqualify you, unfortunately. So make sure you pay attention to that. They will DQ you for that. Here we go. Loading. So overall rules, I print those just to have them. I believe this is a run course. This is advertisement. That's why it took so long to load. I don't print that. Print the overall rules just so you have them. And unfortunately, it's taking so long to load. So that's probably an advertisement. It's Ironman Foundation. So if you want to do that, physically challenged rules. So if you're involved in physically challenged athletes or you're one of them, that's a good page to have. Advertisement. I'll print that. Violations, I like to print them out just to have them, just so you know. If you get a card out there on the bike course, you know exactly what you're looking at. Advertisement for athletic brewing. Medical policy, make sure you read this. 2014, I hit the medical tent for Ironman Texas. I had the DNF, but this is good information to have. If anything happens, you can go through and find out what you're able to get as far as maybe some assistance in payment of medical policies, transportation, all that kind of fun stuff. So I print that just to have it, just to read it. All World Athlete, if you're looking for that, that's a good page to have. Frequently asked questions. So this is all good. Just remember, bid numbers will be signed on site at the event when you check in. Check in, what age group will I be in? how do I find my Tri Club, all that good information. So print that off and have it with you. So they also have a nice little checklist, athlete checklist here at the end. So I print that off just to have it, so I've got my own checklist I put out there, but it's always good to print this off and just make sure that there's maybe something you didn't forget or something you forgot and didn't have on the list. And then you can see the last few pages are advertisements. So I know I ran through that kind of quick, but that was 53 pages, but roughly half are going to be advertisements. So I go off and just print off the important information. And as you can see, I just do these videos so you know what is in these athlete guides. Basically, it answers all your questions. And as you see, unfortunately, it's taken a minute to upload them. But all that information is in there, so you can go to the main website, you hit the athlete guide, and there you go. It's all the information you need for the race. So, like I said, I kind of went through that kind of fast, so hopefully that helps you out. If you got any questions, put it in the comments. You're seeing this later, put it in the comments. I get notifications. I'll answer any questions either on YouTube or Facebook. If you're seeing it on Facebook, give it a like. If you're seeing it on YouTube, give me a like. Hit a subscribe. Hit the bell notification to see future notifications of videos, either about Des Moines or another event, or tips for doing triathlons and Ironman races. If you got any comments, put them in there. Like I said, I get notifications. If you think I need to put something in there and make it a little bit better, let me know. I'm always open to suggestions. With that, hopefully this gets you guys up to speed on the athlete guide, and hopefully you guys are ready for race day, and we'll see you out there at the finish line.